was hoping this would load up over on the Facebook one.
Oh, it didn't.
Well, I'll switch to webcam.
Okay.
And then we can go live over there.
Okay, so we're going live twice. Woo!
Ooh.
We fancy.
We do every time, but I
do we?
try something
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Welcome to Coffee Beanery Sip and Share. I'm Lori.
I'm Patty.
I'm Britton.
And we are here to chat about
We were going to show
coffee.
you some funny AI images because we've been having like way too much fun with AI lately. But I didn't get them over here in time.
We're not quite ready. And because of how we stream, I have to figure out how to do it. They added a new image feature, and I did not get time to play with it because I was distracted.
We have been having a lot of fun. Britton was she was making really great progress on this marketing project. And then Logan and I came in like, oh, put a shark in the picture, put a sloth in the picture.
Yeah, they completely destroyed what I was working on.
But it made my day.
AI is hilarious because it's so interesting to see, because it's not a logical mind kind of what they come up with when they very literal requests. I'll say.
Well, I mean, we started using a program basically to take all these long videos that we shoot or we record and take them down into like bite-sized segments for TikTok because it's super labor intensive.
Right.
And it actually does a pretty good job.
Really good job.
Yeah.
But then they have other features.
Well, except for
the
beginning pictures where it's like,
yeah.
The freeze frames of our faces.
That's what
horrible.
I just told Patty yesterday. Because we're taking these videos and putting them onto TikTok Reels, we need to take a photo, a good photo of us on that day so that we can use them on covers, like just us sitting on the couch.
That's a good idea.
Because it flips everything like portrait.
Well,
morning, Cindy. I just saw your subscription order come through this morning.
Yeah, if you look at the picture, like on the bundle page, like right now we have the $47 bundles and you scroll down.
I know.
And there's a picture of me and I look like I'm having a stroke.
And I went through that video and
there was no
that's just my natural face. I can't help it. That's what it looks like.
We're too expressive. We need more Botox.
We need to redo that video anyway.
Yeah, we do.
And then take an actual cover photo.
Yeah, I think we probably did that one in like 2019 or something. Or did we do it during COVID?
It was when we used to stand up front and just like record snippets about what was going on. It's
time. We've evolved a little bit.
The shaking phone trying
Thank
to
you,
just hold
Logan.
it still.
Thank you, Logan,
Morning,
for making us a little more professional.
We've got nice lighting now,
It is.
Well, we even did a podcast with somebody else, and it was like the microphones and the headphones, and it was just, it's almost like uncomfortable sitting on top of all that equipment.
And you have to talk like straight in the microphone, so you like can't talk to
and you can't use your hands. You can't look. And the sound quality on these mics is fine.
Yeah. I see the videos where people like talk into the microphones. I'm like, just clip it on your shirt. Why do we have to talk into it like this?
Technically, the sound quality is better on those.
Okay, well, we'll give them that then. No one will ever
I don't know.
A techie person.
I'd rather see people be more human.
Yeah.
Just ordered another script.
I know. I saw
from another friend.
That's so sweet.
It had a cute little note.
What a Cindy. Cute gift. I'm going to tell you, I have a friend story. It is just so, it will actually make me cry a little bit. It is just so heartwarming. Like you're in a busy day, there's a lot going on. And then I just get the sweetest text from my friend. She sent a sweatshirt to me and said, I don't know this why, something, remember your why, I think. And she said, research that. And then she just said like super nice things about me. And it's just like, oh, it's such an, encouragement from friends is so wonderful.
Yeah.
To have an encourager as a friend.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a friend who, she knew we had that really busy, the birthday sale, and it was going to be really busy. And she texted me the next day. She's like, hope you survived.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That is
just
nice.
That little out of the blue, whatever.
Yes. And we did survive our birthday sale day.
Yeah.
Monday was crazy.
And people are really liking the bundles this week.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
It's such a great deal.
It's a new like app plug-in type thing. So I was very nervous, and it does load a little bit slow, but it seems to be working pretty well. So yeah,
can't let friends drink alone. I always thought that would be fun to do the subscription with your friends. Do you know what I mean? It's like, like,
or even at your office.
I always say at book club, like we should take one to book club and we could try a little.
How cute would that be for your office, though?
Yeah,
to get 4 flavors, because I mean, you brew a pot with.
You'd be so excited,
you know, like, and just like, let's try this coffee together and see what you think. You know,
I love that.
That is really cute. What a cute idea, and it's something just different every month. I love it. And for $20, honestly, I just feel like it's such a bargain.
Yeah, and we can actually talk about the next month because we did release what the theme is.
Oh, what is it?
It's summer camp.
Yay!
Yeah. So, like, did you guys go to summer camp when you were kids?
Yes.
We went a couple times, not very often.
Yeah. You went once to the really nice one.
That one was really cool. Yeah.
It had like teepees and different themed camps.
Nice.
I went to the cheer one.
Yeah,
nice.
Brett went to the cheer one. London went to the teepee one. The boys went to not the sports camp, so they were really
gymnastics or the
horses. No, she wanted to do horses, but she wasn't old enough yet. She was pretty young. I think she was like 5. But it was really nice because my husband actually set up. We dropped the kids off at camp, but we got like VIP check-in because we had so many kids we were dropping off. So because you couldn't drop them off at each of their camps, so that we went around. Oh. And everybody was the counselors were very mission based. Like, we're here to teach kids about God, and just really, it was really welcoming and cool. And then my husband scheduled Airbnbs around.
Nice.
So we went to different Airbnbs and then picked them up at the end.
Super smart.
It was so sweet. I think it's one of the only things he's ever planned, because I usually plan it. It was nice just to like tag along.
There's always one planner in every relationship, isn't there?
So
I went to Girl Scout camp, I think when I was in like 5th and 6th grade. And I do have a camp story. It's kind of intense though. Well, for me. So with Girl Scout camp, you signed up for like what you wanted to do. So the first year I did biking, the second year I did boating or like water stuff. Right?
I know. That's a terrible decision for you.
Me.
For
Trust me, I
horrible.
learned this, right?
Yes.
Oh, and also I think the reason I'm so afraid of snakes, so you had to do like a 20-minute wading in water to prove that you could like, swim.
Yeah.
And something brushed by my arm and it was a water snake. And I think that's to this day why I'm so
I am like that
petrified of snakes. Like, absolutely.
So arts and crafts baking may have been a better
that would have been a better camp for me, but I went with some friends and we decided we were going to do water. So like, you know, you do like little things, like little excursions. You go out in a kayak, you do a canoe, and then they had these like sunnies. They were like 2-seater sailboats.
Yeah.
And so that was like our big trip, was to sail across Long Lake up in Traverse City, to go across the lake and go to a party store. So my mom had given me $50 to spend in the Girl Scout store, but we all took all that money and we're like, we're going to spend it all at the store. We bought $50 worth of snacks. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, for sure.
Bags of cheddar, like full-size bag, cheddar and sour cream chips, big things of ice cream, like all of this food. Okay. Well, we've been eating camp food for 2 weeks. We haven't been eating junk food. Okay. So we go over to get back in our sailboats. And again, there's 2 people. There's no wind on the water. We're sitting in the middle of the lake for hours and not moving. And we've got like the,
you don't have oars or anything?
No, because they're sailboats.
Yeah, but still.
One girl works the rudder and one girl works the sail, right?
And usually you have an oar too.
Yeah,
we didn't have oars.
Just for situations like that.
We didn't have it.
Because you can't always count on the wind going the right direction, especially.
We didn't have it, okay?
Okay.
Now, the counselors are in a motorboat and they go around and they check on the girls and make sure you're okay. Mind you, again, we've been eating junk food.
Well,
no
you
wind.
have to eat the ice cream.
Yeah, well, we ate as much as we could, right?
Right.
And then we had to throw it all away because we couldn't take it back because you're in those platform tents. Have you guys seen the platform tents? Right. So you can take the food back. You had to throw it all away, but $50 worth of snacks. And this was back in the 90s. So, okay. So anyways, all of a sudden, all the girls are like, we have to use the bathroom. We have to use the bathroom. And the girls just start jumping into the water. And like, so I'm with a girl named Jenny. Sorry, Jenny. I don't know your last name, so it doesn't matter anymore anyways. Jenny jumps in the water because she has diarrhea.
Oh, no.
Guess what happens at that point? The wind picks up. I'm in the boat by myself trying to hold on to the rudder and the sail. And I'm, little. I'm not very big, right? Trying to hold on to it like this. My boat because I've got the sail so tight, tips up on its side, and I'm just booking it through the water. But I'm like,
and
crying.
She's just like left behind.
She's in the water, bobbing along, pooping in the water.
With fish
pooping in the water.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'm like crying because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't steer. I don't even know where I'm on its side. I eventually jump out too and abandon the boat, and then
just abandon the boat.
We just abandoned the boats because we're just like, we're done. I'm done. This isn't fun. I think I was 12. Okay?
Yeah,
sure.
And then the counselors came around and literally picked up each girl and put us in the rope or in the motorboat because we just abandoned the boats.
That's a terrible idea.
Traumatizing. That's horrible.
So I don't boat anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do any of those things.
Or
but
eat
it was
ice
really
cream
scary.
when you're in the middle of the water.
Terrifying, horrifying story. And we learned you don't eat junk
Girl
food after
Scout
2
camp.
weeks.
I was at Girl Scout camp on a horseback riding. And I didn't horseback ride. I mean, I'm not like by horses. And my horse was like 4th or 5th in line, and it decided it wanted to be first. It took off and jumped a fence.
Oh no.
With me on it.
Oh no. I would abandon the horse.
I held on for dear life.
No.
And I made it. And we got to the front. And I'm just like, is the horse supposed to do that? They're like, no, this is not good.
You always see like on Mackinac Island, like rent a horse and like ride around the island. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, what if the horse just takes off?
No, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Hey, Charles. I packed up your order the other day, Charles. At the
camp that we went to one day was horseback riding, and I'm scared of horses.
Yeah,
and
same.
They put me on this huge horse, and then the horse, they were like lined up like face to face down this middle part, and so we're all loading onto the horses, and then somebody's supposed to come like untether them and get them in line. My horse started kicking the horse in front of it.
Oh, mean horse.
And like fighting with the horse, and it was bigger than most of the rest of horses. And I was probably, 10, 11. I wasn't very old.
Right.
And I just started crying, and I said, I'm not doing this.
I wouldn't either.
And I felt so bad because the counselor really wanted to go. And I knew she really wanted to go. But she couldn't go because I wouldn't go. But I was like, beyond
especially
tears.
If you have a horse that's like not nice.
I got on the horse.
Being on a horse. I don't like being beside the horse.
Well, and I told her I didn't want to do it all day. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. She's like, it's okay. Just get on the horse. And then I get on the horse and it starts fighting. And I'm like, I don't want to do this.
My horse in Costa Rica, we went a horseback. We're up a mountain. So they had to walk sideways.
Yeah.
They have to like walk sideways and stuff because it's so steep. And my horse's name was Devil.
Yeah,
but I renamed it Butterfly. First of all,
from Devil to Butterfly.
But this other girl's horse like kept going to the edge of the mountain and trying to like flip her off
on the live itself.
It was not good.
Why?
Well,
Why
at that same camp, the boys did ride the horses, and they said one of the horses took off back to the stables, like that the horses were super naughty. So I was glad I didn't do it.
They are naughty. Sedona took a horseback riding thing at Camp Kopnakonic, and they rent people's horses for the summer. So it's not their horses, and they don't know the horse's temperament.
That's terrifying.
It was very obvious these horses did not want riders. And like they did this like show thing. All the parents come at the end of the week to watch them.
Yeah.
You know, her horse was being so awful. And she was like crying in the corner on her horse. And it was very nice.
Those horses really want just random kids riding them. They want to have some trust built up.
Yeah.
And like they're smart animals.
And then they're like telling to kept them to get them going. Yeah. And I don't know that horses.
Have you seen any of the horse stuff for the Olympics right now? It's pretty cool. And then like Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart came dressed in like full like riding gear.
So funny. I saw a picture of Snoop Dogg.
It was the last Olympics when him and Kevin Hart were like narrating or whatever the Olympics, and the horse was crimp walking or whatever,
crip walking,
and he like freaked out, and that's why but he's really scared of horses. So he made Martha go with him because he's really scared of horses.
Oh, really? And then what an unlikely couple, but adorable.
Yeah, they're so fun. Like I hope they really love each other.
We met somebody that met Martha Stewart in real life, and they said she is really, really gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
really? I mean, back in the day, she wasn't that cute, sort of. She looked frumpy. I'm gonna say, and I think she's aged and gotten just so beautiful.
Yeah, they release like her skincare, what she's using, and you're like, whatever she's using, because she looks great.
She looks fabulous.
I'll do it all day long.
Probably whatever Snoop uses. Just saying.
You think that's what it is?
I'm not sure.
A little bit
I
of
want
that.
to say his cookbook has like some. Yeah, it does have some weed recipes in it.
I would assume so.
Yeah, because I think it has like pot brownies in it. I'm trying to remember. I own it. And I'm pretty sure that there's like.
Well, and she's the one who told him to do that. She's like, "You're actually a really good cook. You should have a cookbook." She's like, "I've got like 100. I can."
Yeah,
I can show you how to do
recipes in it. It's really good. He's like chicken and waffles and stuff in there, which I think so good.
Okay.
Yeah. They are funny.
Yeah.
They're funny. And I like how he just became like the unofficial representative of the Olympics.
So it turns out he's actually being paid for it.
He
I
is
saw
being
him getting paid like $500 a day.
Probably because the commentary last time went over so well.
You see how much tickets cost to go to the Olympics too?
No.
Like it's kind of insane. Now the article I read was like in pounds, so but I think they said the US dollar is 109 compared to the euro. So it was euro, not pounds. But yeah,
the pound's even more than the euro.
The pound's at like 1.5.
Yeah, it's 1.85.
Yeah, so it's a euro.
Oh.
So
and euro's like 1.4.
Yeah. But it was gosh, I can't. Some of the events go up to like $2,500.
Because I bought a dance outfit from Europe, and it's in there. It's crazy how much the
conversion.
Adds. And our Outlander tour. Sorry, Kevin, is in pounds too.
Yeah, pounds.
So the or one of those, and so the price I gave you is.
As long as you use his credit card, it just doesn't matter. Just tell him whatever it is fine.
He's got a year to pay for it.
Yeah, that should be fun though.
So
going to Scotland.
Yeah. So I was at a concert last night. I thought it'd start at 7 p.m. It started at 8:45, and they had to stop the concert because people were passing out.
What happened?
Passing out in the pit.
What concert was it?
It was Lizzie McAlpine.
Okay.
So she's kind of folky.
Okay.
She, I think it's an interesting story because last year she went on tour and just hated it. She was crying. She wrote songs about it. She had a miserable time. And so she's like, what do I hate about it? So she changed it, and she doesn't stand. She sits in a chair and plays a guitar. Oh. And she doesn't have a warm-up band because then it makes it so much later, which Lizzie just started at 7 and you wouldn't be so much later.
Right.
But she's like, I don't like getting home at 1 a.m. every day. It's too much. It's taxing. So she restructured her whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was the U.S. tour. But people in the pit, because we were comfortable in our seats, were so hot that they were passing out. And so her and the band left the stage so the medical could come take care of everybody and get everybody hydrated.
That's
the
crazy.
Tour manager came out and said, we're all a community here. The people up front have like been standing all day. Like, let them go get water. We're giving them free water in the back, and then let them come back to their spots.
Yeah.
Like, just everybody be.
Was it indoor?
Be whatever. It was inside. It was the Masonic Temple.
Wow.
But it was, she was visibly upset, which I would be too. Like these people came here to see you, and they're
well, and how if they've issues. The one you went to where you're in the pit, you guys got there like 5 a.m.
Oh yeah,
and if they haven't eaten, if they've been literally
you really
there.
can't, because if you've got to stay in, we door dashed at the one I was at, and the one I was at was very nice because they said. They had numbers. So you numbered your hands and they're like, go sit in the shade. So you're not standing all day. But we were standing from 4:00 on, and the concert didn't.
That sounds terrible.
But we were by the barricade. So it was like.
You guys and your concert going, like I think about your concert going and it just gives me the cringe because.
You would hate it. You would absolutely hate it.
I watched, we went to that Trap movie last night. Have you guys heard about that one?
London just went to it.
Yeah, with Josh
yesterday,
Hartnett.
Actually.
Did she go? Or she probably went to
Heartland,
Heartland,
she took Sedona and Zach.
Yeah. Josh Hartnett, you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
He was the ultimate guy back in the 90s and the early 2000s, but then he decided he didn't like the paparazzi. So he's been living in Europe for like the last 20 years, and now he's just come back to do movies again. So he's like the star of this movie, and you guys know about M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
All of his movies are like weird and twisty, and like crazy stuff happens. Okay,
she was really upset.
Nothing crazy.
Well, she was upset because she felt like they showed everything in the trailer.
They pretty much did.
Showed the trailer. Yeah. So she's like, because it's a cool premise.
Right. But the girl who does so the premise is that like basically you're at a Taylor Swift concert and there's a serial killer and they know he's there. And they're trying to catch him.
They're trying to catch him.
Right.
But then he goes up to a concession stand and the guy's like, oh, don't tell anybody, but they think there's a serial killer. So this is all a ruse to get him.
Yeah.
And then he's got to figure out a way out of this crazy situation with his daughter there with him. like 15-year-old daughter.
But fun fact, the girl who's doing all the singing, that is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and she actually is a singer.
Oh, that's cool.
And she has a beautiful voice, and she wrote all the music for the show.
Cool.
So it was a good movie. But if you like M. Night Shyamalan, you're used to like crazy stuff happening, like crazy stuff.
Right.
Wasn't that crazy, but it was a good movie.
Okay.
When he looked like he had a lot of Botox, I'm going to say.
Yeah, we just don't see any commercials, so I never see movie promos.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I had no idea it was out.
Yeah, good movie. We saw Deadpool over the weekend, too, and that was good.
Yeah, Jason and I were going to go see that, and then one of his coworkers just said it was super bloody, and I just...
It is super gory.
I like a happy
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. It's super gory.
Or I don't mind like a little bit,
movies.
But
yeah. What's funny is how often they talk to the movie screen, like to the camera kind of, and they call it fourth wall. Like, oh, you're talking to the fourth wall. And he talks like literally about his wife several times. Like, you know, Ryan Reynolds is married to Blake Lively. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you know, and if Blake was here, you know, kind of stuff. Well, she was cute. You know?
She was in it, right?
She was
Lady Deadpool. She was Lady Deadpool.
She was in Green Lantern with him.
No, she was Lady Deadpool. She was Lady Deadpool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And the kid and the
child was something
she's
too.
Lady Deadpool.
The child was something too.
Oh, one of his kids?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be cool.
I saw something with no reference to it. I have no idea what they were talking about.
But my favorite part of the movie is the world's ugliest dog, or I should say it's Britain's ugliest dog is in this movie, right?
Yeah, I don't like that dog.
So it's a pug, and I have 2 pugs. So
it's not a pug.
It is a crested pug, a crested Chinese pug.
Sure.
And it's 5 years old. Its name is
Google it because I don't know what this thing looks like. Its
name is Peggy the Pug. I read an article, guys.
Okay.
And this thing is like hairless. It's got a pugtail, right? So when it jumps out, you're like, that's a pug. It's got a protruding tongue. So the tongue just like hangs out of its mouth. And then it kind of looks like a hairless rat.
So it looks like a comic book character.
But it's a real dog. And it's so ugly and so cute. And Ryan Reynolds just loves the dog, and it like licks him inside the mouth, and then he licks it back, which is horrifying to me. But also a great, hilarious movie.
Okay.
And then
I guess it does kind of look like
my wow.
Google Peggy the Pug.
Google this.
Yeah. Or they call it dog pool, and it is
ooh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's it is so unattractive. It's cute.
And then the biggest props in the movie goes to Hugh Jackman's abs. He is 55 years old, guys, and he is ripped. Like,
not painted on ripped?
Well, it could be. And actually I Googled to see if they painted his abs on. Like, literally, I did take a good 5 minutes out of my life to Google this.
I think they at least shadow them.
I don't know what they did, but I was here for it.
I know. That's what that Thor movie. I'm like, just take your shirt off and don't talk.
Right? And what was it? Is it the second or third one when they have him like the big Thor?
Yeah. Oh, yes. When he is the obese Thor.
And I like a little dad bod. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's a little bit more beyond.
But that was beyond that.
But then he went and got back in shape. Like, what? Really?
I wish it were that easy.
Right.
Obviously, they love Marvel movies because if you haven't heard, we're in a Marvel show coming up in September. I think it's September, right? Yeah.
Super exciting.
All about Agatha.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
So we do have something exciting we're working on right now. I just got permission this morning.
Ooh, what is it?
I
don't even know. What is this?
So everybody knows that we went to Costa Rica, and we're going to be doing some really cool things for that. But this morning we're going to be putting together an Amazon wish list for the kids in the daycare. They like, it's more than a daycare. They like wash their clothes, they educate them. So all the people that are picking the coffee, all of their children go to this. They've got 2 daycares there, and they were the most delightful little children. They were so cute.
I was legitly trying to figure out how to take these kids home.
She was like,
I was like, Lori, what do I have to do? She's like, they have parents. I'm like, no, I'm their mom now.
So it said for parents working full time, pickers, and also just local community children that are like struggling can go there.
Yeah.
So, and I will tell you, like Houston, one of my sons was playing soccer, and we're playing soccer with these kids. They had 1 soccer ball, right?
On the edge of a cliff.
On the edge of a cliff, and it went over the fence into the cliff. And I was just like,
Houston
guys
kicked
lost
it over.
Their soccer
or Will
ball.
kicked it over.
Their one soccer ball, but no, they scrambled under the fence into the cliff, or someone got the ball.
And then a dog came in under the fence, and that was like the dog that hung out there.
They all loved it. But while we were there, we thought, gosh, wouldn't it be nice to just collect things here and then send it over in one shipment? Yeah. So we're, I mean, really their clothing was all very clean, but it definitely was worn. There were holes.
It's clean because they wash it at the daycare.
Right.
So the kids come there with their dirty clothes.
But it wasn't in good repair,
right,
I'm going to say.
Right. They could definitely use some fresh clothes.
And I mean, one soccer, they didn't have toys. They didn't have, and the jungle's a very harsh environment too. So I'm sure they go through stuff. Mm-hmm. But we will be, I mean, we're just putting together
even basic school supplies.
So if anybody even has, I thought about even reaching out to some local businesses here and just seeing if they have things that they would want to donate.
Yeah.
And it's back to school time. So I'm like, one of the things was coloring books and crayons and stuff. And I thought, oh gosh, it's a great time to buy that stuff.
Oh, for sure.
But art easels, we just thought about bracelets, like making bracelets.
Oh, they loved the
bracelets. Well, I guess a woman had come and she had like 20 bracelets. And so she gave them each one. Yeah. So one of my bracelets, I'm like, no, they're special to me because people bought them for me.
Yeah. Well, then Sedona had a bunch, but not enough for everybody.
I didn't want to start picking and choosing who got them.
So we're just gonna put together some basics, and we're gonna collect it all here at the office. And then once we have like a pallet or whatever,
because it's pretty expensive to ship, so then we'll be able to ship it all together.
And we get all our Costa Rican coffee from their farm.
Mm-hmm. It is a particular farm. And this is a pretty new, it's the last, 2 years?
They weren't there. So when we went there in 2019, they did not have the farm.
Right. I thought it was like only
they had like they have the medical.
And the dental. They didn't have the daycare then. So the daycare is like a newer thing.
Yeah. And it was just really out of a need to support their workers and their community to give them a safe place to kind of rest.
Things that we take for granted. But I wanted to reach out to them and make sure, because my mind is like, I mean, it should be like a daycare. I'm like, well, why don't you have little picnic tables or kid-sized things? But it's very interesting because I talk to them because we don't want to ruin the culture there either. And they're like, no, we like not having, because the older ones put the little kids on their laps. Yeah. And that's part of them taking care of them and helping.
You saw a ton of that there too.
Yeah, the older ones were very helpful with those little ones. Mm-hmm. But the cutest, I mean, they were all so cute. But this little one that could barely walk grabbed my husband's finger.
Yes.
And would not let him go. And she just sat on his lap, and then other kids were trying to come by my husband, and she's like pushing him away. Like they could come by.
She was the first baby or child who like approached any of us, and she just went right to Kevin and just like grabbed him.
So funny. Kids gravitate towards him. They always
really
have.
It was so
him.
Cute.
And then the rest of us was like, "Can I grab a baby too?"
Where's my baby?
I had two. I didn't know their names, but they loved to play. We took selfies because they just love the technology.
Yes.
I mean, we were even thinking things like jump ropes and soccer balls, just kind
like
of
sidewalk chalk. And
they like the sunglasses. They kept wanting to wear my sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. Like sunglasses might not be a bad thing for these little ones.
Yeah.
That sounds probably pretty harsh. And they had a classroom, which I know Kevin in the classroom, but most of it was just a big cement area.
Like a patio?
So like outdoor kind of stuff. But then I thought, well, we probably should make sure that they have Tupperware and stuff to put it in.
Like those like shoebox ones with the lids that they can label.
Yeah. So I don't want to just give them a bunch of stuff and then they've got nowhere to put it either.
Yeah,
so
no, that's smart.
Just trying to think of
what we bugs can do. And weather in Costa Rica.
And they said hygiene stuff, obviously toothpaste and all that kind of stuff. Because it felt kind of like they like might bathe the kids and so like they really
they do. Yeah, they said they bathe the kids.
Mm-hmm. They wash their clothes
because a lot of the homes don't have water to bathe the kids.
Coloring stuff, toys.
Yeah.
So
no,
it is a full. I mean, they really help their life in every manner, not just school.
Well, and just giving them somewhere to go, because before they had that, the kids I think would pick alongside their parents.
Or just probably be running around in the streets, kind of.
And so
now they have a place to go.
Yes,
during
they
the day.
educate them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe even some schools, like, like handwriting stuff.
Oh,
I think it goes up to age 14, isn't
it? But in their language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is Spanish.
Well, it is.
Although they
Spanish.
all like to speak English too, so who knows?
Yeah. I'm sure they learn both.
Yeah, I didn't encounter any kids there that spoke any English.
Okay.
At all. Like I kept trying to
well, it'd be kind of
do the
like English flashcards and stuff would probably be great.
For cat and
I mean,
just
if they were both English and Spanish, they could learn both. That might be cool for them.
I'm sure they would love that.
So we're just thinking of ideas, and I know we've got a couple local places that we're gonna just
reach out to, and obviously, school supplies at Walmart are super cheap right now.
Really inexpensive.
And they really are all, I think the ages were 2 to 13, but definitely I think they expand a little bit both ways in that.
Yeah. There were definitely some older girls helping to take care of the babies there.
So if you do, I mean, you can reach out to us, or if you do just pick some stuff up, you can always just mail it here, put Costa Rican.
Yeah. And then we'll collect it all.
But we will be officially doing like an Amazon wish list, because I think that's the easiest way to do it. And it's fun to kind of pick out what you want to.
And we're going to do a big push for it in September. We just wanted to mention it early because school supplies are so cheap right now.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to do a big video of all the stuff that we're going to send them before.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea to make sure that, because that's always nice to see.
When is their last picking season? We should.
They usually pick until like February.
Till February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because and by the time we got there, and at the end of January, they were done picking. So that's why we planted trees instead of picks.
But it was an unusual season because they got so much rain that they had to pick.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking. It'd be nice to make sure and stuff gets there maybe like November, December.
Or maybe once we get like a pallet of stuff we'll ship it, we don't have to wait till we get it all.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So it might be cheaper. Just ship some big Kmart boxes.
Yeah. Are we allowed to share any of the photos of the kids?
Yes, and that's what we said too, that they were all our photos.
Okay, cool.
So that was another thing, because here I just want to make sure we have permission to use the kids' photos and stuff.
On another live, we could share pictures of our daycare trip.
I
think I have videos of my babies. I kept trying to get them to call me Madre, and
you're like, I'm taking you.
I'm mom now.
She was like, "Who's the dad?"
But really, your parents are picking you up in 3 hours.
Sorry, Adrian, we're getting divorced, so I can bring these kids home.
I was really trying to figure it out.
It's like, no, Patty, she's like,
I texted
and
my
they
mom,
really
and
do have parents who love them.
I was like, "Look, your new grandbabies," and she said, "Excuse me." I was like, "Yes, you're abuela now."
Again.
Yeah, again. Forget the grandchildren you already have. You've got 2 new ones.
Oh, they were just, and I just love they didn't fight over stuff. I mean, there was one.
Well,
right?
and every
it was just really nice
time that you guys have gone down to the farms there, everybody's just been so kind and gracious, and
they're the nicest people.
Happy to have you.
It's kind of one of those cultures, and we I've gone to different coffee farms as well. Like we went to one in the Dominican. It was so cute. The kids had learned English songs. They're like, the gringos are coming.
El gringos.
And they honestly, don't have extra food, and they fed all of us, and there was probably 20 of us, and they fed us out of their little that they had.
Wow.
And we obviously took a collection for them and stuff, but it was just very heartwarming. It's just very heartwarming how welcoming they are.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's like honestly one of the most beautiful places on earth too.
Oh, it is beautiful. That on that hacienda, they have this hacienda on top of the mountain, and you can just see, and there's hammocks and beautiful like trees and a swimming pool, and it is just really a beautiful magical place up there, I think.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of good for their community in general.
Yeah. And that's why it's really the only farm that we direct source, and we have for 25 years. I don't know, for as long as I've known, because we just really they take really great care of their coffee, but they also take really good care of their people. And so when we were talking about core values, it was funny because they're so aligned with ours.
100%. And it just so happens to be my favorite coffee.
It
makes sense.
Yeah. Delicious. And the other coffees, and that's why Well, I'm not going to say. I'm
going
to spoil everything. I'm going to spoil everything.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
We'll leave it be for now. But
yeah,
I'm excited to help the babies.
Yeah. And I think it's, what would you think? The oldest ones were like 10 maybe?
They said 12.
They said 13 in there.
Okay. I was going to say maybe 12.
The big sister of the baby, I think, was probably closer to 12.
Okay.
There was definitely
so it's really like 0 to 12 is like the range.
Yeah.
Heavier on the little ones, I would say.
For sure.
On the smaller ones.
A couple little toddlers, probably, 5 to 8, the heaviest range of kids.
Yeah. And like we said, we will make an Amazon wish list, but definitely you don't have to stick to the list if you feel led to give.
Yeah. Or if you've just got something.
Oh, yeah. If you've got something already that you're like, I'm never going to use this.
Yeah.
And it's just a harsh environment. That's just things go bad quickly because it's the jungle.
Getting there, you guys. Oof.
I thought sidewalk chalk. I mean, I'm just going through, especially that big cement area.
Yeah.
But even they can't really play kickball probably, but tetherball would be super fun.
Yeah, you'd have to mount it in the ground with cement,
they're handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're handy.
Somebody will figure it out. But yeah, it was a great experience. And definitely maybe one of my more favorite parts of our trip was going to meet the kids.
It was fun. It was. I wish we'd been better prepared.
Yeah.
Just to give them stuff. We would have brought stuff with us.
Well, the daycare wasn't there.
No,
the time before.
No. So. We knew we were going to daycare. I just didn't expect it to be that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
wasn't sure what to expect, but definitely an awesome thing to do.
But yeah, I'm sure they'll be so grateful for anything. So.
For sure.
Okay.
Nice. I love that.
Bundles all week, $47.
Yeah. They're going awesome right now.
A Yeti mug, and then you get to pick 4 kinds of coffee.
A Yeti style mug, right?
A Yeti style mug, yeah. Yes. We used to have some in here. Oh, there's a navy one over there. You probably can't reach it though.
Oh, hold on.
But they are the Yeti style mugs. They really do hold ice.
They're nice, really nice
all
quality.
day. And you can they are compatible with like your Yeti lids, or that you can buy the nicer lids at Walmart. Those are trail ones.
Stainless steel on the inside.
Yeah, these lids are fine, but they don't have that like magnet top.
I love that you figured out how to make your own bundle, because I mean, it's like I have these ideas always. It's like, oh, well, why can't people choose?
Frustrating.
And then it's like, Britton's always like, no, we can't. And then you found somewhere.
Well, it's taken 2.5 years to find something.
Sometimes
because I just don't know the logistics of it.
And we are using an app, so it does load a little bit slow. It was the only thing I could find that's working the way it needs to work.
Yeah. It looks great. And I went and added stuff to my cart. I'm like, this is cheaper than if I bought 4 bags of coffee, isn't it?
Well, it's for our sale.
Yeah.
It's for our birthday.
It's our special month.
If you don't know already, obviously it's our birthday month. So we say on there we're celebrating Joe's birthday. Joe Hot Cup is our mascot.
Yeah.
He's our blow up inflatable.
And we had Joe on artwork in previous years, which is how Joe ended up. But I'm like, oh, nobody knows who Joe is anymore.
That's just when we celebrate our birthday month. And then every week this month we have a different promo.
There's a Joe Hot Cup right there too.
If you imagine this.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Cup
Here's a Joe.
8 foot taller.
Here's
a little stuffy
Here's a little Joe.
Oh, here's a little dog toy Joe.
Yep.
Happy
birthday, Joe.
Inflatable.
Yes.
And it really is our birthday. Joe's just our mascot.
Yeah. So we just say happy birthday, Joe.
And we have like weekly sales, different things going on all month.
So it's just a fun celebration month.
And different from last year.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Favorite, are we telling you what next week is yet or no?
I mean, I don't see why not.
My favorite is next week when we randomly double orders.
Because
like I'll get the order and Britton will have like word in their double. I'm like, Britton, you just doubled like Jamaican Blue Mountain. Somebody just ordered 6 Blue Mountains and you just doubled that.
Well, so all the orders come in on the screen, and as long as they're over $50, they're eligible to be doubled.
Yeah.
And
before shipping.
She just randomly
before shipping. And I don't open the order and look at it before I double. I just write down an order number.
Yeah.
So some of them are very generous.
I know. I'll be looking and go, oh my gosh. Like I wish I ordered.
And I'll try to choose like, 2 or 3 that come in overnight and 2 or 3 for like we try to spread them out throughout the whole day.
It really is random. So, but yeah, that's my favorite one that we do because I like that people get surprised. Like, you just order 2 things and all of a sudden you're like, oh, look what I got,
Yeah, I would be super excited. Well, I ordered some stuff for Stella from Doll Cake, and they were putting like one-of-a-kind dresses and stuff in people's bags randomly. But I did get a little Dolly dress in one. It was super darling.
She wore the Dolly dress somewhere the other day.
She wore it to my house.
To your house.
Yes, to show me. Yeah. And in the other one, I ordered a few times. In the other one, they put a pin, like a special pin thing on the dress that not everybody got. So I felt all special.
That's super kind.
But those little Dolly dresses were $46 normally.
And a free one. That's super kind.
I was like, what's the doll dress?
Yeah, she wore her little MJ athletic wear to her field trip today.
Cute. Oh, did she?
Because they're going to gymnastics place.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So
that little MJ gymnastics. I thought the gymnastics outfits were adorable.
I need to see what this looks like.
It's like a grown-up style, but kid colors or kid fabrics. I think it's darling.
It's cute. Well, and that's what I did tell her teacher at daycare, because they're going to a gymnastics place with daycare. So I'm like, she is in gymnastics, so she's going to do stuff, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, and if she falls and stuff, it's okay. Like, she's trying to get certain skills.
Yeah.
So just don't be shocked.
Yeah.
For the little tumbler.
She starts doing flips. It's fine.
Well, she's been trying to get her front walkover, and she did make it once yesterday, but she fell a bunch of times. So I'm like, if she falls, she's going to fall. It's fine.
That's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
How many times did Simone Biles fall before she earned 1 million gold?
No idea.
So many.
Probably.
A lot, what an accomplishment. That is so cool.
Yeah. The whole USA women's team is
they should probably make a Barbie of her if they haven't.
Yeah, right?
Does
she have her own Barbie?
She made a Barbie of her.
I don't know. They should. That's for sure.
And Katie Ledecky, she should get her own Barbie, you know?
You guys, they made the cutest. I'm kind of bummed. So I love American Girls. They made an American Girl vintage Barbie.
Oh, seriously?
It is so cute. But they
pre-ordered
it last year. It hasn't, or I don't know when they pre-ordered.
Yeah.
You had to pre-order it, and
Did you?
It's not in. No, because I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
This was pre-collecting.
Yeah, this is pre-hoarding. Collecting, I mean.
Fair.
Lori gets into I'm going to say this is what I'm going to collect right now. And then you go to the next collection.
Well, I asked her I'm like, hey, for Christmas this year, we could just give Estelle some of my old American Girl stuff. And my mom's like, but I knew mine was mixed with both of my sisters. So I'm like, maybe you can just sort it out. I don't know whose stuff is whose and whatever. And the next day or 2 days later, you come into the office, you're like, so some of that stuff's worth a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And and then you were like, are you going to keep it together in sets? And I'm like, no, they're toys.
She's going to play with them.
So this turned into a whole hoarding situation.
Yeah.
It is, but I almost have everything now.
Okay. Yeah, the front walkover is hard.
If anyone has Grace's Bakery.
That's funny, Jennifer.
I just want to note that last year she was collecting Department 56.
I completed the North Pole.
Jennifer said that her son's working on a front walkover, and
nice.
She didn't think he was listening, but he got really excited.
Oh, cute. That's really fun.
She got her back walkover really solidly, but the front walkover, she can do the front limber rise up, but she's trying to work on landing with one leg now and actually standing up. So she did it one time.
Nice. That's really cool.
And she was so close.
Do you remember Houston just learning how to do a backflip? He just decided to do a backflip.
A back tuck.
So he'd run at the wall.
Oh my God.
And then flip over.
It's one way to get brain damage.
That's how he learned until he could just do a standing back tuck.
That is so
After every football
brave.
game, he would do a standing back tuck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, even at wakeboarding, he just taught himself how to do a gainer and everything. He's like, that looks like.
Well, I remember somebody was at gymnastics and he went with you, and he's like, "Can I do the back?"
He's trying to land
class.
on his feet. That's the toughest part.
Whatever.
Land on your feet.
And then he goes out there and just does it. And it's just like, you've been working on it for a year.
Aren't you afraid of traumatic brain injuries to do flips?
Well, I can't imagine running at a wall to flip over.
No.
The confidence that takes. He just knows how his body, he's very good at knowing how his body's gonna.
Well,
I don't know what.
Watching
not for me.
Dallas and Estelle do gymnastics in the living room is funny because Dallas is 5 and Estelle is 7. And Estelle works really hard at this. I mean, she is working super hard. And then boys just have so much power that Dallas walks in and can just throw his body. Like, she's trying to, do a handstand, and he's just like it's nothing. Yeah. And it's like, really?
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, hers is a lot prettier.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
A little more grace to it.
But
Yeah.
it is
We
funny.
did see that picture, Cindy. That was so
Oh,
cute.
yes. That was
her
super
friend's dog
cute.
with Joe.
Oh, that was so cute.
So
and
cute.
so happy. That dog was so happy. It was so cute.
I loved it.
I love it.
We
Those
did.
Joes are so cute.
I do love the little dog toys.
Twisting his little arms behind him.
Yeah.
And we do a stuffies for like children or whatever.
Yeah, only the
stuffies
stuffies for the children. I still need to get the dog toys.
I have one in my cupboard at home.
The dog toy, the actual dog toys make me hesitant because the rope arms are so delicate that I don't want to hurt the dogs.
Yeah.
Even though they're made by a dog toy company, it just like makes me nervous.
Yeah. I mean,
Ella would be fine with it.
Pulling it.
Yeah.
But obviously,
But
I
what's
don't
it
have the
stuffed
strength
with?
of
Because then they'll just
probably just
stuffing.
Yeah.
It's just the ropes. Ropes can be really dangerous for dogs. If they swallow that rope.
Yeah.
My dog just swallowed. So we give my dog, I've got a tiny little dog. Like when she comes in from outside, I give her a little tiny treat, like half an inch treat. My daughter's visiting. And she gave her
like a pepperoni
the
stick.
entire rope of the
gosh.
pepperonis, the whole thing, she said, because she went to go give her a treat and we go a whole stick. And I'm like, she like swallows. She doesn't chew it up. I'm like, no, you have to give her a little bite. And she goes, I wondered she just nabbed it and ran away. I'll probably find it under a couch somewhere.
No, she ate it for sure.
Oh, but I'm like, you gave her the whole thing.
I mean, really though, you guys feed her so much human food that what's a pepperoni stick? Like,
well, I just would worry about her trying to choke on it. Like
those crumble.
She
so
has
easy.
such a flat face that it's hard for her even to eat off the floor. I feel
well,
like
and her teeth are first of all they're tiny and they're all like crazy directions, so she doesn't chew very well.
Yeah, I put her on soft food so she can.
And she's 10.
Yeah,
she's old.
Yeah. She's getting older. She's getting so vocal and needy, though. Like she just is
Sheldon
crazy.
too. The older they get, the more ridiculous.
You mean my dog who barks the entire time while I'm making
she wants to
food
like
in the morning?
crawl inside of me. She's just like, I'm like, stop already. Like go with your dad. Go find him.
Trying to watch TV last night, and Sheldon was like coming up behind me and like launching himself onto me. Because I wasn't paying enough attention. And then I like stopped petting for a second. He starts huffing at me. I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
you're gonna be fine.
And when the grandbabies come over, like Ella's so jealous. So like the grandbabies, and she's like climbing inside it, trying to like wind her way in.
That's why she ran away Saturday.
I think so.
While we were all at your house because
she did?
Or Sunday.
Oh yeah, she ran away for a long time.
Because she was ticked. She wasn't getting enough attention.
Oh, she does. She runs away like a fine. Then I'll just go find a new family.
I'm gonna go live with my real dad.
Yeah, she did it 3 times.
3 times.
Wow.
And she came back the first time. We were like, we stopped and looked for her for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And she came back unrecognizable. She's white and her entire face and whatever were just
so
muddy, like black.
We don't know where she was.
What a brat.
She is a brat.
Yeah.
And then she went out on the golf course twice and harassed some golfers. So yeah, the cart girl got her one time. Dad got her.
Does she have a tag returned to us?
She probably should.
But we just talked about doing that because we probably should have a.
Yeah, because
do we want to return? I don't know.
Yes,
I had to call the pro shop and be like, if any golfers find a dog,
it's ours. Yeah.
She's naughty.
Yeah.
And then Logan finally took his car out and she ran right to the car, but she was all muddy. He's just like, we had to hose her off outside. She was awful.
She's wild.
She is hilarious. I love when Britton brings her in the pool.
Oh yeah. Well, she's a baby. Like I like literally flip her upside down and just rock her, and she just goes to sleep.
Britton.
Yeah.
Every time Britton comes, she's just like, "Get me to Britton.
I'll get in your arms.
She'll treat me right."
Yeah. She is sweet. She'll hang out there for hours if I just rock her.
And I've got Britton's dogs tomorrow, so I asked my mom to watch Ella because
good idea.
She's
Is your mom going to watch her?
Mm-hmm. She doesn't think she's a dog.
Yeah. She was excited to see Sheldon last time when he came over. She got really excited.
I think her and Sheldon would be fine. Sky's a little much.
Sky's a little crazy. Well, especially because if Ella like initiates play, Sky's gonna go she's gonna go full force into play, and then Ella's gonna be like, no.
Ella doesn't really know what play is. So she usually like gets on the back of the couch, like freaking out.
Yeah.
And then but Sky can reach her. Like it's not like Sky.
Yeah.
So usually they ignored it. It was actually pretty good last time. she does that because she gets so nervous that she's like foaming at the mouth.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh,
she's
maybe
not a
you
dog
just need to be.
Yeah, no, she's an only
Go
dog.
with Penny. Go with a gerbil-sized dog.
Yeah.
You guys will be fine.
Harass her.
You'll live your
Jennifer, we gotta go too.
I know.
Yeah.
So go to work.
All right, we'll get that Amazon wish list worked up, and if you guys think of anything, let us
or any
know.
ideas.
Ideas,
that you think would be good.
We're just kind of getting stuff ready for September now that we have permission. So
yeah, love it.
All right. Have a wonderful week. Do we say?